Hello everyone. Today, Henry is going to talk about Joseph Stalin. Enjoy the time.
Разрешите выразить благодарность от имени нашего съезда.
December, 1878, Georgia.
Joseph Stalin was born on December 1878. He grew up poor and an only child. His father was a shoemaker and alcoholic who beat his son, and his mother was a laundress.
As a teen,
He earned a scholarship to attend a seminary in the nearby city of Tbilisi and study for the priesthood in the Georgian Orthodox Church. While there he began secretly reading the work of German social philosopher and Communist Manifesto author Karl Marx, becoming interested in the revolutionary movement against the Russian monarchy. After leaving school, Stalin became an underground political agitator, taking part in labor demonstrations and strikes. He adopted the name Koba, after a fictional Georgian outlaw hero, and joined the more militant wing of the Marxist Social Democratic movement, the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir.
Наша партия и наша страна всегда нуждались и будут нуждаться в доверии.
in 1912,
Lenin, then in exile in Switzerland, appointed Joseph Stalin to serve on the First Central Committee of the Bolshevik Party.
in November 1917,
The Bolsheviks seized power in Russia.
in 1922,
The Soviet Union was founded, with Lenin as its first leader.
in 1924,
After Lenin died, Stalin eventually outmaneuvered his rivals and won the power struggle for control of the Communist Party. By the late 1920s, he had become dictator of the Soviet Union.
the Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin.
Starting in the late 1920s, Joseph Stalin launched a series of 5-year plans intended to transform the Soviet Union from a peasant society into an industrial superpower. His development plan was centered on government control of the economy and included the forced collectivization of Soviet agriculture, in which the government took control of farms. Millions of farmers refused to cooperate with Stalin's orders and were shot or exiled as punishment. The forced collectivization also led to widespread famine across the Soviet Union that killed millions.
Joseph Stalin and World War II.
In 1939, on the eve of World War II, Joseph Stalin and German dictator Adolf Hitler signed the German-Soviet
Это
non-aggression.
особенность взаимной поддержки объясняется тем, что интересы нашей партии не только не противоречат, а наоборот, сливаются с интересами миролюбивых народов.
Stalin then proceeded to annex parts of Poland and Romania, as well as the Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. He also launched an invasion of Finland. Then, in June 1941, Germany broke the Nazi-Soviet pact and invaded the USSR, making significant early inroads. As German troops approached the Soviet capital of Moscow, Stalin remained there and directed a scorched earth defensive policy, destroying any supplies or infrastructure that might
Принятие
benefit
власти нашей партии в 1917 году и после того, как партия предприняла реальные меры по ликвидации капиталистического помещичьего
The tide turned for the Soviets with the Battle of Stalingrad from August 1942 to February 1943, during which the Red Army defeated the Germans and eventually drove them from Russia. As the war progressed, Stalin participated in the major Allied conferences, including those in Tehran and Yalta. His iron will and deft political skills enabled him to play the loyal ally while never abandoning his vision of an expanded post-war Soviet empire.
Joseph Stalin's later years.
Joseph Stalin did not mellow with age. He prosecuted a reign of terror, purges, executions, exiles to labor camps and persecution in the post-war USSR, suppressing all dissent and anything that smacked of foreign, especially Western influence. He established communist governments throughout Eastern Europe, and in 1949 led the Soviets into the nuclear age by exploding an atomic bomb. In 1950, he gave North Korea's communist leader Kim Il-sung permission to invade United States-supported South Korea, an event that triggered the Korean War.
серьезным образом стала более реакционной, потеряла связи с народом и тем ослабила себя. Понятно, что это обстоятельство должно также облегчить работу революционных идей.
How did Joseph Stalin die?
Stalin, who grew increasingly paranoid in his later years, died on March 5, 1953, at age 74, after suffering a stroke. His body was embalmed and preserved in Lenin's mausoleum in Moscow's Red Square until 1961, when it was removed and buried near the Kremlin walls as part of the de-Stalinization process initiated by Stalin's successor Nikita Khrushchev. By some estimates, he was responsible for the deaths of 20 million people during his brutal rule.
Долой поджигателей войны.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget subscribe my channel and like the video.